Hello and welcome to another edition of the Daily Beard. I am Jason Fox and I am still, because Lee Quill hasn't sent a cease and desist order in the last 12 years, Lee Quill's Beard. And today we will be discussing the tweet, "Change something when its effectiveness wanes, and not merely your desire to keep working on it." Yes, sometimes an ad or a campaign wears out its welcome in the public. Probably because the media spend was too great for the amount of work you actually produced, and it wore people down. Don't want to do that. If you're gonna, have a lot of money behind the media aspect of a campaign, you need different pieces of work, or people are just gonna have their eyes glazed over and they're gonna get sick of it. They also get sick of it if the work just frankly isn't good. But even good work can wear out its welcome if you see it over and over and over again. That's why they produced so many of those "I'm a PC, I'm a Mac" campaign. Now it's back in the day that they did that. Think about that. Think of how long ago that campaign actually aired, but you can still reference it and people know what it is. They did a lot. They did a lot because doing 3 of those and running them for 5 years would not have worked. So you don't want to do that. You need a certain amount of work for a certain amount of media. But I have, as always, well, not as always, but I have this time digressed. I'm talking about not changing stuff just because you're bored. If the public isn't bored with it, keep on keeping on. One great example of this is the Sonic Drive-In campaign featuring Pete and TJ. That's their names, Pete and TJ. It has been going on forever, and I mean forever. I know a couple of the people who actually started that campaign. One eventually became my boss for about 10 minutes. Good guy. Told me lots of stories about the campaign. The campaign, which was created at Barclay in Kansas City, eventually went to Goodby, not in Kansas City, because the client, frankly, was bored with it. I can understand why they would be bored with it, because they did it for years and years and years and did literally hundreds and hundreds of spots with Pete and TJ, who made a lot of money by being in these spots. Unfortunately, whatever Goodby came up with didn't work as well. They just didn't. For whatever reason, they didn't work as well. And so eventually they went back to Pete and TJ. And I'm not sure who's actually doing the spots for Sonic these days, and I'm not going to look it up. You can look it up if you want to. But they went back to it because it's what worked. And they're still doing, themes and variations on the 2 guys. Usually Pete and TJ. Every once in a while now they'll bring in somebody else, another pair, another couple, which works to varying degrees of success. But it works. So they do it. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what works, if it's ethical. And there's nothing unethical about Pete and TJ sitting in a car and eating cheeseburgers, so they do that. There you go. If you're lucky to do something that works so well that you get tired of it, maybe you need to take a break. There's a difference between you taking a break and the campaign taking a hike. So keep on keeping on. And keep on having good ones. And I'll try and do the same. I'm Jason Fox.